Hey guys, welcome to Mike's Guitar Room. Alright, here it is, the Stratocaster. I'm super excited about this guitar, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys exactly how I did it so that you can make your own. And I am by no means very good with electronics or soldering. I'm very novice, so I think you guys will be able to do this, so I'll try and show you what I did. But yeah, I'm super excited how the guitar turned out. I think it looks really cool. It sounds good. So yeah, so let's start out by showing you guys exactly what I did so that you can make your own Stratocaster. Alright, first thing, you're going to want to take the tension off the neck because I'm going to be using just a small set of wire cutters. So you don't want to have tension on the neck when you're going to cut the strings. That last one's a little tough. Alright, and then we're going to remove the pick guard. Now you will have to buy yourself a blank Strat pick guard, which I got one off of Amazon. I'm sure you could get one other places as well. But yeah, you're going to want to buy a blank pick guard, and you can do whatever color you want. And then we're going to remove the input jack here. So we'll take off the input jack. I kind of hold it from the back so that it doesn't turn on me, and then you can kind of take it apart there. I just used some needle nose pliers because it's really hard to get, a wrench in there. You almost need like a socket. So I just used a set of needle nose pliers. So there it is, the back of your Strat pickguard. 3 single coils. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to remove the input jack so that you can get the wire through the body. Once we have that removed, we're going to want to remove the ground cables. I thought this was kind of funny. I guess my guitar was inspected by a blue dot. Alright, so this ground cable I'm just going to snip off. I think this one goes to the bridge. Okay, so here's the humbucker wiring harness that I bought. It's basically a pre-wired humbucker. Now, we're not going to use this humbucker because I want to use the Gretsch humbucker. So basically, we're going to swap out this humbucker with the Gretsch humbucker. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the humbucker. Again, I am not a professional solderer by any means. I'm very beginner. So if I'm doing something wrong, I apologize, and sorry, some of the shots aren't the best. My hands are kind of in the way. Alright, so now we're going to want to take the Gretsch humbucker. There it says neck on the back. And we're going to want to solder this back onto the wiring harness. So there I soldered on the hot. And then the ground was a little bit more tricky. It's hard to hold it there, so I kind of just used a piece of tape to help hold it there so that I could solder the ground onto the pot. Alright, so there it is. So now the Gretsch humbucker is wired onto the wiring harness. We're going to want to remove the input jack from the wiring harness so that we can get that wire through the body. Okay, so I just used a piece of cardboard and put it in the neck pocket with a piece of tape. There's my blank pick guard. So I'm just going to kind of press this on there so that I can kind of get somewhat of a template. It's just a piece of cardboard with tape, just to kind of get somewhat of an idea of where the neck pocket is going to be. So there's just the piece of cardboard that I cut out for the neck pocket. And then I'm just going to trace around that with a magic marker. And this is just to get me close. This is not perfect, but you know, with the humbucker, you kind of have the casing on the outside of the humbucker, so it'll kind of cover up any imperfections as far as cutting. So we'll drill this out because I'm going to use a tabletop router. Shout out to my dad. Thanks for letting me use it. So here we go. So I am cutting very conservatively to the inside of the line because, like I said, the cardboard is just kind of gets you close. So you can always cut more material off. If you need to, you can't add material. So I cut pretty far into the inside of the line. Alright, so there we got our Gretsch humbucker through the pocket there. Now I drilled out the holes for the tone and volume pot. And then you're going to want to assemble your tone and volume pot through the holes. And there's the humbucker. And then you're going to want to put the input wires back through, and you're going to want to resolder, you know, the input jack, whether you want to use the wiring harness one or the one that was original to the guitar. But here it is with the input jack all back together, and everything looks good. So we're going to, I just put an E string on it because I was like, you know what, I don't know if I did the electronics right, so I didn't want to string the whole thing up. So I just put one string on and then, you know, brought it up to tune, and it's like, okay, well, good. I mean, the electronics must be working if it's tuning. So there it is, the Stratocaster. I am really happy with how it turned out. I think it sounds good. I prefer a neck pickup, so I do like this guitar. But hopefully you guys can make your own, and thanks so much for checking out my video. Check out my other videos on my channel, and thanks for watching.